Well, hi everyone. Today I think I'm finally getting around to actually doing a video of each of my enclosures, and I'm going to try and make this as fast as I possibly can. And so I'm procrastinating right now, aren't I? But basically just going through these enclosures, letting you see how they're actually set up, and then I'm going to show you the other enclosures I have that I've yet to start working on, but I have got things that I'm going to need for the new enclosures. So we'll get going first of all with Jack's enclosure. So turn this around so you can see it, and I'll try not to sound like I'm rushing, but I may, I don't know, I'll do the best I can. Now Jack is currently in a 1200 by 500 by 500. Now Jack is getting bigger, and he is going to be bigger than what he is. But, you know, when you think about it, there is all that space. And basically, Jack spends his time up here in his hammock, and right now he's here in this high box, or he's over in this high box. Yeah, he spreads himself out, you know, from there over, and of course his length is way longer than this enclosure. But in reality, my guys are out a lot, so they do get to spread out, and they do get to stretch, and they do get to get exercise. So really, does he need a bigger enclosure? No, not really, but he is going to get one, and I will show you what it is. But basically my setup is, as I've said, that's the size, and I use, as you know, heat panels, which is up there, and I use LED lighting. And Jack also has a blue light for night that is for me, not him. He could care less about lighting at night. I just like to be able to see him if he's out and about and doing things. So Jack, being a coastal carpet python, they do go in trees, etc., but they're on the ground a bit as well, so they don't need a massive amount of height. 500 really is ample enough, but a little bit more won't hurt either. So I have the availability for him to get up off the ground, and you know, by having hammocks, you know, my guys, as you know, absolutely love their hammocks and love laying up in them. And Jack is eventually going to need another one of these ones. I'll join it together to make it a double one for him to lay in. He likes his logs, he likes to get up on his logs. I just have the plants and stuff in there for aesthetics for me, I think, more than Jack. But a little bit of variety and different things in there for your snake is really good as well. I use a dimming thermostat for Jack, which runs this heat panel and does a great job of it. So that is Jack's enclosure. So this is his hot end, that's his cool end. Yes, Jack's water's down here at the warmer end, but it's not under the heat. And with these heat panels, it really is a downward and very progressive heat running across. So I just check it, you know, I change it every other day anyway, so it's never hot water or really warm water there, so I'm not worried about it. I currently use aspen, but you can use newspaper, whatever you choose. I just like the aspen. Why do I like the aspen? Because I think it'd be nice and soft to lay on. And that's a human thing, I guess, but I think it is. So shifting on over to lilies, because I'm 4 minutes in, and let's make this even more briefer because Lily's is virtually the same as Jack. Her hot end is down here and her cool end is over there. As you can see, Lily fits okay in there, but she's got a little table underneath to support her as well. And I found I needed to do that for Lily because otherwise she wasn't in that actual hammock very much, or she didn't go in it, and I couldn't figure out why. But as soon as I put that table there, she's fine. Lily isn't overly into her hides, even in shed. Lily's out and about. Lily, you know, Jack doesn't bask under the heat at all. I've never seen Jack bask under heat. He's just never done it. Lily is always over here basking under her, well, not all the time. She heats up and then of course she goes over there. Sometimes she goes down underneath this little table, but once again she has her logs to get up, and Jungles love to climb. So this enclosure was only really a temporary one because I've mentioned that this enclosure along with Jack's is going to be, this one is going to be put on top of Jack's, and that is going to be Jessie's new enclosure, and Lily's getting a new one for herself. Now Jessie's enclosure is 750 or 780 by 600 by 600. So really, for a jungle carpet python at 2.5, 3 years of age, perfect. So long as they've got heaps of climbing area. And as you can see, I have set this up with lots of branches for Jessie to climb. Jessie also loves his hammock, but he's under a lamp. But when he goes into this enclosure, I have got the heat panels in each of these ones are 40 watts. When I put this one on top of the other one, that will change to an 80 watt because it's got a whole lot more area to heat. I will also be putting belly heat in to it as well, not in it but on the outside, because in winter on the ground level it's going to be cold. So the only time the belly heat is going to be available for them will be over the winter months. Now moving on to Tessa's. Oh, not Tessa's, my goodness. I was just looking at Tessa actually. Moving on to Maya's. Now I'm not really sure, but I'm guessing this is about a 750 going across in length. In width, it's probably more 500, and height is the same. Now, of course, Maya is a spotted pipe, blonde spotted. Oh, she is a blonde spotted. So they're not really major climbers either, but I've given her ample things to climb on, and I do see her at night when she's out exploring, you know, climbing up. And I've got some driftwood and some branches. She's got a hammock which you know, I've got Maya when she was 3 and I've put a hammock in there for her, and she's up there curled up sleeping quite often. So that's what I mean, if it's there they will use it. She has a heat lamp inside, which this is how it came to me, with that in it, and I haven't changed it up, and she's been in that environment with that for 3 years. So for now that's perfectly fine. It doesn't mean that I won't switch it up and do something differently, because this is a hot side and this is a cool side. Now I didn't mention Jack's temperatures. I keep it around the 29.5 to 30, and I don't go above that for either of my coastal carpets. For the Lily and Jessie, who are both Jungles, they like it 31 to 32. They really do like it a whole lot warmer. So, and of course remember in the cool side, which I never worry about anyway, but you know, a few degrees below that is fine. 5 degrees, 8 degrees lower should it be, is fine. Just never under 20 basically, guys, for any of your snakes. So Maya is currently down in a little hide here, and Maya is in shed. So I just go in and give her a little rub and say hello, and yeah, she's fine. Changing the water up every couple of days, checking her humidity because she was a shocker with the shed last time, so I really want to make sure that she maybe has a better shed this time round. I do have a UVB light for Maya. Of course next summer she'll be outside as well. Jesse also has a UVB light on his enclosure, but not essential, not you have to at all. So yeah, I put greenery in there, like I said, aesthetically. She's got a little log here that she sits on and looks out this window at me basically when she wants to come out. So that's Maya's little enclosure, and that's not going to change. At this point it may, because I'm thinking I may put a pani in here when she's bigger, and I have a bigger one that Maya will go into. So moving on, and we will go over to Missy over here, and I'll put the main light on for you, just so that we can possibly see it a little better, and I will zoom out and give you an idea. But Lacey's is actually 1600 by 600 by 600. Now she has the big enclosure because originally I had a divider between it. Originally both her and Jack were in this together, and then I put a divider in it when things weren't so great between Lacey and Jack, and that's how they were. So you know, they had 800 by 600, and that was fine, but they've grown a lot since then. So Lacey has a heat lamp inside, but she's actually switching to a heat panel, and that will be an 80 watt for her in there. I'm also switching this light over to LED lighting for her as well. But basically this is it. This is Lacey's permanent home. So this is of course her warm end. She is also that 29 to 30 Celsius, guys. That rock heats up nice and warm for Lacey. Don't see on it very often, but she has. She's also got climbing, and you can't see, but I will get the key and unlock so you can see. But Lacey is and loves that hammock. She has a double hammock because she needs it, and she's a lot higher off the ground than what Jack is as well. So yeah, she's got the double hammocks. She's also got a hide up there. Yeah, sometimes she's in it, but not a lot. And she of course has this hide down here, which I see her in more than I see her in the other one. This is the warm end. I guess up there she's happy up in a hammock. So that's a Lacey. I have plans, of course, for the aesthetics. She has the same thermostat as what Jack has on her enclosure, and Lily of course has the habitat, as does Maya at this point. Now we'll go to Miss Bitey Kneecap Girl here. I can see she's flicked her plant in her water. But this was originally Jessie's. And it is only that 450 by 400 basically. But these guys are climbers, so she has a hammock, which is Jessie's old hammock, because it's a small, he's on a large, and of course she's going to need a much bigger one. But yeah, a lamp, a UVB light for Tess. She has a hide over there and just a box if she wants to go and hide, but I never see her. I never see her hiding. She's always either there or she goes down and she lays down here on that plant and onto that particular hide at the back. So, and of course I use aspen for all my snakes except for Lacey, who actually has newspaper. Financially big enclosure, it's just better for me to use newspaper, but I have actually used aspen for Lacey in the past. So, but yeah, that's Tessa's little enclosure, and of course when she needs to, she will go over into what Jessie is in now, and then she will be upgraded of course to a bigger enclosure herself. She's just realised I was there. Took you a little while, Missy. Not so worried about the door opening anymore, are you? And of course, what can I say about her temps? I keep it between 30 and 32. Bredli's roughly around the 30, but up here of course it's a little bit warmer, but she sleeps over to the side. If she wants to get warmer, she'll go over to here and lay for a little while, and then she just cruises, which is obviously a bit cooler, and she's happy there. But I think I've actually got it set for 30, guys, so she's quite happy with that. Then of course we have little Miss Apani, who we will not be able to see. We'll just see her tail. Oh no, little head's poking out there. But of course she's in a tub. Her temps are set for 32 over on the warm side. And you know, she's just got a little branch, which, you know, occasionally she goes up on there, but she kind of likes it on the ground, and she likes to go up under her tissues and sleep directly where the heat mat is, which is fine by me. So that's Apani's. So I think that's it for inside. So I'll just show you what I've got to do and what's coming up for me to do, which will be fun. Okay. It is fun doing it, but it's hard work. This is where I've stored a lot of snake stuff, but this actual one is 450 by 450 by 450, or 45, 45, 45, 18 inches by 18 inches by 18 inches. And I'm only saying that because it's on the box. But this will be where Apani goes next. It's going to be a while before Apani can move into actually Maya's old enclosure. So these are Exoterra, and I like them. I really do like them. So, you know, she'll be quite fine in that until she's, of course, big enough to go into the bigger one. And this one underneath is 90 in length by 450 by 450. So this is ultimately going to become Maya's. So that's, of course, why Apani will go into Maya's. So anyway, they're brand new. So now I will show you, of course, the ones that I've just gotten for the big
Well, guys, as you can see, they're pretty grotty and need some work done to them, but I have actually bought everything that I need for them. They also, I have a heat panel to go in to one of them, and of course I've had to get extra thermostats, but I've got a paint which I'm doing in white. This is very low VOC, so of course they're going to have to cure, and they'll be sitting here once I've painted them for a few weeks and making sure that all that smell, what little there is completely gone. And then of course I've got to start all the setting up. But these ones are 1200 by 1200 by 600, so I'm going to have to silicone, you know, in all the corners and so forth. And this is what I mean by putting heat down on the floor. So I think you know, there is a light in this one already, so I don't really have to think about lighting. I will be taking that light out and putting the heat panel in, but yeah, he still had his snakes actually. You know, this is all waterproof, this actual board, but it's about waterproofing in all the corners, and I'm going to be scrubbing them and cleaning them and painting them, because that'll get rid of a lot of the dirt. And even though I'll scrub them spotless, but it'll certainly get rid of any germs as well. So this will be either lilies, or what's going to end up happening is Lily will be going into this one of these, as will Jessie be going into the two white ones done. And then I have this one which is exactly the same size as this one. I know it's getting dark down here, but I don't have any lighting down this end of this room, but it's already got some logs which I'll pull out, and I don't know whether I'll keep them or not. There is already a heat panel and of course a light in here, and no, there's no thermostat on this one, but I've got spares, so that's okay. So this is ultimately going to end up being Tessa's, because she's certainly going to need this height and everything, as well as the jungles. But I'm hoping that they'll be happy with them. So I've got a lot of cleaning, painting, sealing, yeah, lots to do. And of course this one down here is the 1200 by 600 by 600, which will be Jack's, and it has got a light down there which will come out. Oh, you can't see it, I'm pointing, but you can't see through this dirty glass anyway. I don't think. It's got lighting down there, which I will take out because Jack is going to have a heat panel as well, but he certainly won't need any belly heat in there. So that's going to be Jack's new enclosure. So he still gets the same length, but he gets an extra 100 by 100. So that's all going to be cleaned, not painted, but it will be cleaned. I might seal these up and paint it just to, you know, make it look a little bit nicer. I don't know. I'll certainly seal it. He's got board on the back with all holes in it, which I will cover most of that in. Of course, I will leave some as ventilation, of course, for that enclosure. So I have got the heat panels, the lighting, all that, the paint, some vines, and I've already picked up some great logs and bits that I'm going to put in there, and some bamboo for shelving, and of course I will utilise their hammocks, and then I'll be getting some plants and bits and pieces as well to put in there. So guys, that's what I'm up for, is getting these enclosures done. So there you go, that's it for me. So it's probably going to be a little bit of a longer video again today guys, but I can't seem to talk any faster, I guess. So I hope you enjoyed, and leave a comment, let me know what you think I could do with these enclosures, or any ideas. And you know, people have some amazing ideas, and I've watched so many videos and think, wow, that's so good. But yeah, leave a comment and let me know what you think about what I'm going to do. Of course I'll cover in those bottom ventilation, because I don't like the cold draft from the floor. I don't mind the ventilation up here, and I think that might be enough, but we'll see how it goes. They look revolting, but if you get to see them now, and then you'll get to see them when I'm finished, and hopefully you won't recognize them basically. So anyway guys, thanks for watching, and ciao.